You are welcome to yet another episode of LFN What's Your Say? The #1 listening show where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. Real name Robert Sylvester Kelly. Also known as the R&B King. We have time and again explained how R. Kelly is only a victim of a corrupt federal government that operates with impunity, and one that issues selective injustice whereby some people are held for crimes they hardly committed, while the real criminals remain out there and free to do as they please under the title of untouchables. We also noted that while certain charges such as the RICO violation have been wrongfully imposed on R. Kelly, only because he is a business owner with a team of assistants which the government wishes to selectively call an illegal enterprise, there are many other people whose cases would fall in the same boat, but because they are not R. Kelly, no RICO charges have been imposed. We proceeded to make a comparison between the case against R. Kelly and that against former Fox News boss Roger Ailes, which had plenty in common, but for some reason best known to the government. The latter was never charged with RICO violation, yet he had a team of assistants who prepared his lunch meetings and dinners at which he met his would-be accusers and allegedly harassed them. We lately found the tax fraud case against the first son Hunter Biden, which started off during the Trump administration, a little intriguing when he received no punishment for having evaded tax meant to develop the country he claims to be passionate about, estimated at $200,000. As if that was not enough, he was also charged for illegal gun possession after he was determined to be in ownership of a gun and the illegal drug cocaine at the same time, a crime that could get him locked up in prison for many years. The federal government, however, which has of late transformed into a mercenary for hire when big corporations wish to take down innocent successful black men, was quick to exonerate him, only giving him a slap on his wrist and saying please don't do it again. The president's son, who like many other federal government officers is highly favored and allowed to break the law whenever he pleases, was given what media reporters have termed as a sweetheart deal, and allowed to walk away scot-free as earlier predicted by former President Donald Trump.
Two whistleblowers claim that Hunter Biden received, quote, preferential treatment when prosecutors offered a plea deal this week that included just 2 tax misdemeanors. They told Congress that
if the laws were consistent for all Americans, considering R. Kelly is currently in prison serving an indirect life sentence which he clearly doesn't deserve as a result of RICO charges that were unfairly imposed on him, perhaps the Hunter Biden situation was going to be another opportunity for us to see another invocation of the RICO Act. After all, the first son was also operating in a team of accountants, managers and personal assistants, a unit that is quite comparable to the said enterprise R. Kelly allegedly operated. Whoever audited his books and any other member of his team that helped him abscond from paying tax according to government's reasoning constitutes a member of the illegal enterprise. I bet it's now clear to everyone listening to this that the government which is behind R. Kelly's life sentence is a corrupt and unjust team of federal officers who are only in office to protect their own and lock up everyone else like their lives don't matter. On the instruction of the holders of power, the real criminals will be left to walk scot-free while the victims are issued 30-year sentences at age 55, which automatically translates into an indirect life sentence. According to the current government we have, while the president's son is free to go about his business as usual enjoying first son royalty status with only a few warnings in form of probation, R. Kelly may remain locked up in the medium security prison of North Carolina and left to rot like the black man he is. What a shame on our corrupt system we call the government. One may wonder whether these two events occurred in the same country and in the same season. A few supporters of the injustice, when asked what their opinion is with regard to this case comparison, will tell you, the first son has refunded the $200,000 tax he evaded, and therefore that has been reconciled. But if his case has been treated as uniquely all aided by corruption of the highest degree, how sure can we be that this $200,000 payment he has finally made after 5 years of seemingly unending deliberations was not withdrawn from public funds he now has control over? And like that, the same government he cheated also ends up paying the debt on his behalf. Another point being raised in attempt to challenge the RICO charges possibility is that the perpetrator should have committed the crime at least 2 times over a period. But again, it turns out Hunter Biden did this for 2 successive years, and that means twice over 2 financial years. Those are 2 separate occasions totaling into multiple offenses that could be punishable by the RICO Act invocation. The only factor that keeps him free of RICO violation is the missing illegal enterprise, and this is the same argument we raise when it comes to R. Kelly's case. Both R. Kelly and first son Hunter Biden only operated business management teams whose purpose was not to engage in any illegal or criminal activities, if any. And just like Hunter is free of RICO violation charges, R. Kelly should be equally free, but for the selective injustice we have repeatedly described even in our previous video release. According to Melanie, this is in fact a good observation. This government we serve has turned into a corrupt institution that cares less about its citizens but itself. I have no problem with Biden pardoning his son, but why not do the very same thing to rescue R. Kelly from this government and Sony coalition which is frustrating the entertainment industry? We are not saying that Hunter Biden is guilty of RICO, but so is R. Kelly. Neither of the two deserves to be treated like they killed somebody. However, both need to have equal treatment by the law, as they are all citizens of this country. Interpreting the law differently for the two is unacceptable. There is no doubt most of the charges against R. Kelly are not only vague but also unjustifiable. Especially when it comes to the three: RICO, Mann Act violation, and forced labor. The entire New York trial needs to be either repeated, or the entire conviction overturned. According to Tamara Johnson, I don't think R. Kelly was arranging all those travels as alleged. Azriel Clary could have been doing them on her own, considering she possessed an ID that said she was 18. Pushy and sneaky as she is, there is no doubt she was capable of doing all this on her own. Why don't we see any conversations between R. Kelly and Azriel, but with her mom instead discussing the trips? And it's only unfortunate that R. Kelly has to take responsibility for actions that he had no control over. I think it's time to set him free. The prosecution is out of reason to have him behind bars after the newfound evidence which discredited the witness statements. If you wish to take part in a live interview discussing any of these topics, let us know by sending an email to lfnmedia15@gmail.com for scheduling. Thank you for watching today's video, a production of LFN Media, giving you another perspective of issues at hand. We make it our business to keep you updated with the truth amidst the cloud of lies the media wants you to believe. It is therefore important to subscribe to this channel, hit the bell icon and allow all notifications so that you don't miss out whenever we publish a new video.